Hi, friends or strangers that are soon to be friends. Um, my name is Jordan, as you probably have read somewhere. I'm just a mess right now. Currently, my hair is like in these funny little curls because, well, it's quarantine, and sometimes you just like feel gross and you feel like a potato. So, in order to feel less potatoy, you keep your sweatshirt on and your sweats. You should do your hair. And now I'm going to do a little makeup tutorial. So just a quick background. I really have a hair. I know you're not supposed to be touching your face, but it's my face, so whatever. Also, I'm not nervous about doing this, but like I have asthma, and so sometimes when I talk too much or I laugh, which I do by myself all of the time, it makes it really hard for me to breathe and that I have a hard time talking. So bear with me. Sorry if I have funny breathing. Not sorry, because it really isn't that big of a deal. Okay, so just like a quick history about myself. I used to work in cosmetics, and so I do know things. I don't know everything, and some of these things you may not like, and whatever, that's fine. To each his own. It's your face, your life. Do what you want. I'm also hoping this will just be something for people to like. I like makeup tutorials to just like get my mind off things, or to kind of just like zone out from life and the craziness of life. So I like to use it as my version of art therapy. I'm not a good drawer or painter or DIYer. I'm not crafty, but I have found over the years that like makeup is the thing that I just love to sit and decompress with. That, and sometimes like I journal or whatever, but that's not what this is about. Also, the reason I'm starting this is because my friend has a YouTube channel and she's encouraged me for a long time to do this because I've said like I just think that there is a like person of content missing on YouTube, which I'm sure there's somebody out there. I just don't know who she or he is, and if you know who they are, like tell me, because I just like to watch things. But I feel like the women specifically, I don't really know a lot of dudes that wear makeup. So the women in my life don't know how to do makeup, and they want to know. But a lot of the beauty videos that are out right now are like for people who kind of know how to do makeup and want to do these like big extravagant things, which I'm here for. If you don't know, go check my Instagram. It's Jordan Acacia, which is also this, so it's all the same. I love full glam. I love like the extra, but sometimes like I'm an everyday girl. This is honestly like how I go out most of the time. I'm super blessed to have pretty clear skin and even skin. Those Asian genetics came through. But so this is like generally how I go out, but I know that's not for everybody, and people want to know like the bare basics of makeup and how to just like feel a little bit better without doing a whole thing all of the time. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to try to like go quickly because I don't want to edit this video because I don't want to learn that. So I'm going to try to make this as pretty simple and straightforward as possible. I'm somebody who likes to start with my base first. So I do use a primer. I've been trying this new one out because my sister gave it to me for Christmas, and it's called Glassy from Touch and Soul, which I feel like I've heard people talk about, but like not that much. It's a glassy skin balm, but it is a primer, and I kind of like it. It's not like primers can do different things. I like primers that make my makeup last longer, which this does not. This is not like in my experience, it's not been making my makeup last longer, but yep, that's the one. My skin has been going through some changes because I am turning 25 in May, which I'm a baby. Really, like, and you know, if I live till I'm like 80 something, like, I'm really in the first part of my life, which I totally get. But hormonally, like, my skin has just been changing, because that's what happens in your mid 20s. In your late 20s, your skin goes through like essentially you go through like second puberty, and then you'll go through third puberty in your 40s and 50s, in case you didn't know. But do you see how much more glossy my skin is? And so I just kind of put that everywhere and then press it in. It does kind of have like a sticky texture to it, which I like because it'll hopefully like kind of grab my foundation and have something to stick to instead of just dry skin. I will also say I did prep my skin before this. I washed my face. I moisturized my skin, and then I put a beauty oil on top again because my skin is just going through these funky changes. I used to have like extremely oily skin, which I hated because it broke up my makeup so much when I was working in cosmetics, and so I was like powdering my face all the time, and then it would look cakey, and so I had to like figure out how to like make it look not cakey, which I could do a video on. Also, just like kind of the basics, but right now my skin is very combo, so I get pretty oily like on my nose and on my chin, but I have a lot of like dryness on my forehead and under my eyes, and I wear glasses normally. I'm a blind girl, but so that because my cheeks are full and I have higher cheekbones, my glasses sit right here, and I don't have like a huge bridge to hold up my glasses. So my glasses sit here and it often rubs off the makeup. So I do everything I can to prevent that. If you don't have these problems in life, good for you. I have them. Okay, so I went on with like a super glossy primer. You don't have to do the primer part. I just feel like it helps my skin in the end look more natural. So this is the thing. So if you want to go for that natural look, just make sure you moisturize. Honestly, moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. Especially if you have more mature skin, just saying. It'll help a lot. I'm going in with a second primer, which I know is a little extra. But again, this is all preventative, so like your makeup lasts longer, because I'm a girl, when I wear makeup, I think everybody's like this. I want it to last all day, and I want it to look good. You don't ever, like, how many of us want at some point in the day to be like, oh, my makeup doesn't look good anymore? You know, like if you go to the bathroom, especially if you're out, and I work like 12, well, before this quarantine, I was working like 12-hour days. And if there were days where I was wearing makeup, I didn't want to have to worry about it. So these are preventative things, and you can also get really fast at this. Practice does make permanent. It's what my tennis coach told me. I played tennis for all of 4 months, and that's the biggest takeaway I took away from my tennis coach was practice makes permanent. So it's not even that. It's like if you keep doing the same thing wrong, you're just going to keep doing it wrong. So I'm just giving you the tools. Anywho, we can talk about all different kinds of foundation in the future, but I'm sure everybody has one that they've just been using that they like. So just go with that one. I like to apply mine with a sponge because I just find that because it's wet, this mimics your skin. And so when you press it on, it's going to press into your skin. And we always talk about, well, my grandma used to be like, you don't want your skin to absorb your makeup. And it's true, you don't want it to get clogged. But you do want your skin to receive the makeup well enough that it doesn't sit just on top and then it looks like makeup. I think a lot of us want to look like we have perfect skin without the makeup. At least I do. As far as like natural days go. Like I just want to look like I woke up like this and my skin but better, and I'm like a natural kind of a girl. I like to like roll out of bed, put on a little something to just like make me feel a little bit better, and then that's it. So I'm using the CoverGirl Clean and Fresh Skin Milk Nourishing Foundation with coconut milk and aloe extract. I can't talk. Extract. I've been really enjoying this because it's super lightweight and it has a little bit of coverage, and it's dewy, and I find that it lasts like a decent amount of time. So there's that. And I literally just press it in like this. I'm trying to, you guys can see it on the other side better when I put it on. So what I like to do is start down here and work my way towards the center. I do have like a rosiness to my cheeks, which you really can't see in this camera because my computer camera is not very good. But I just press this in and literally I'm done with that side. For the most part, this foundation blends really well. I have like a pimple that's been here for a while that never surfaced. And I really didn't want to extract it when it was huge because I didn't want to like open something and then the top layer closes and then it's not healed on the inside and then it gets infected or it like resurfaces and then you get a pimple like over and over. I hate that, and it's not good for your skin and it leaves scarring. So I'm kind of trying to let it just do something. and go away is really the thing. So what I've been doing is when I put makeup on, or when I haven't, I just cover it up with like my brow pencil or a darker eyeshadow and make it look like a mole. That's just like, because like covering it up sometimes, like I try to put foundation and concealer over it and then it looks super cakey and I don't like that. So I'm just blending this, and I blend into your hairline, ladies and gents, and down your neck, because honestly, when we see that line of demarcation, it doesn't matter how much you've blended on the center of your face. When you can see the lines around, like, people know you're wearing makeup and it's not a good look. It's not like, oh cute, she's wearing makeup. It's like, oh, that's a weird line that doesn't normally exist. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to use a little bit more. Again, this is super lightweight. It's really hard to go overboard with this foundation. So if you have more mature skin, or you're a young person who doesn't need a lot of makeup, like if you're a teenager, you really don't need a lot of makeup. Let me just tell you. I know you might have acne and you want to cover it up, but honestly, the best thing you can do is put something really light on it to keep it, keep the grossness of the air that we live in kind of away and keep that from getting in your pores, and just like use something super lightweight. Because honestly, like, putting stuff on your skin is just gonna do more harm than good at the end of the day, especially if you're not, like, you don't have good skincare habits. It's not gonna matter how much foundation you put on if you don't take care of your skin. So drink your water and wash your face. And most important, well, I guess drinking the water is most important, but second to that is moisturize. You can wash your face all you want, and if you don't moisturize, your skin ain't gonna be happy. And what's the point of putting makeup on if your skin's not even happy? There is no point. I just have to tell you. Skincare, skincare, skincare. Self-care, soul care. Okay? So I just like to make sure it's all really blended. Again, this blends super easy, but I'm like, the more we blend, honestly, the better everything looks. I used to tell that to my clients all the time, and none of them listen, and then they come get their makeup done, and they're like, it doesn't look like this when I do it at home. Well, you take the time to blend, because honestly, it would be helpful. And I can literally do an entire full face glam makeup in like 20 minutes. So you just have to practice. And if you're experimenting with new things, do it at night before you wash your face. This is my advice. Okay. Then I'm going to do a little concealer. I'm not, like, again, this is like everyday natural makeup, right? I like this Boing one because it says it's a cakeless concealer. I agree. I don't like Shape Tape. So honestly, like, come for me, but like, I don't like Shape Tape. I think it's too heavy and so drying on my skin. So makeup's different for everybody. Do what you want. So I'm just gonna do, like, literally, this is it. It's not a lot, and this stuff is super light and blendable. I don't love this color. I had a color before, but my entire makeup kit got lost at my friend's wedding. It was really tragic. This one's number 3. It's a little light. I should have gotten number 5. Number 4 was way too pink. That's what I can tell you. So what I'm going to do is take the little eggy part. I use a flat part. It's like, can you tell? It's flat. And I use that to blend out my foundation. I'm using the eggy side to blend out my concealer. So what I do is I make this ugly face because it stretches your skin. And I blend outward. And then when I have less product on my spongy, I blend it down to the crease of my nose. So you get this really nice, like, lifted effect. It's like a Nike swoop ball on your face. And this is just going to add a little bit of brightness. This isn't going to do a ton. This is not to, like, snatch yourself, okay? This is like, I got a good night's sleep. That's all this is. And I'm going to blend it over my eyelid because there is a little bit of darkness. And again, it's not super, like, you can still see the darkness on my eyelid, but it's not crazy. And it really does help brighten the under eye because it is a good couple shades lighter. But again, I prefer, for a much more natural situation like this, I do like to do something that's closer to my foundation shade because I think it's way less work to blend. That's honestly, like, it is, and it looks more natural, but this honestly is fine. It's fine. I'll take a little bit, whatever's left over on my chin, just so that we're evening the high points. This is going to sound crazy, but the more product you use evenly will make it look more natural. So if I just did my under eye and I didn't like tap it on my chin and my forehead, it's going to be clear. Why is it like so bright like that? This is a high point, this is a high point, these are high points. So you just want to make it look as even as possible, because it really is going to even out the complexion of the whole face, which will make it look more natural. I hope that makes sense. This is the first time I'm like explaining this without having a person in front of me. You know, normally like when I've had clients, I can check in and make sure what I'm saying makes sense. The next few steps, I'm using this thing, this like floofy thing. You can use a brush, you can use a different sponge, you could use your beauty blender, or this is a Morphe sponge. You can use whatever. I really am loving this thing. It's from Tati Beauty. If any of you know her, she's a YouTuber. And she seems really nice. I would like to be her friend, just saying. Like not even to like film any, like I wouldn't want to film with her. Well, if she asked me to film with her, I would say yes, but like I would just like to like hang out and eat jalapeno chips with her. Like honestly, she just seems really nice and like fun to hang out with. And I'd play with makeup off camera with her for sure. Anyhow, I love this thing. It's like soft and it's got like these hairs on it, which you'd think are weird, but your brushes are made out of hairs, so it's not that weird. But it's like kind of like the softest towel or like bath mat kind of material. I don't know. It's like a bath mat. It's like those ones that like are really soft and like squishy. It's like that kind of a bath mat, but for your face and not weird. Anyways, I'm gonna set my under eye concealer, and literally, I wish you could tell in this. It's so pixelated. It doesn't even matter how close I get. That concealer, like I have these major creases in here and it doesn't crease really. So yes, benefit. What I do is I fold it up like a little taco, and then I'm going to take this Maybelline Fit Me powder. I really like this. I feel like it fills in my pores really well. It makes everything look really seamless. So you're going to take a powder. You can use any setting powder or translucent powder. Oh, sorry. I'm just like flicking off the powder excess that I don't need. Because we're going to powder the under eye to set it so it doesn't crease, and also because, again, I wear glasses, I don't want it to just like completely come off. So this is going to be preventative for that. What we're going to do is make that same funny face and just press. If you have a brush, just press. If you're using a sponge, just press and keep pressing until it's all blended in. And this thing does a great job of doing that, so I do recommend this, although it's quarantine, so you can't buy it because they're not shipping. And I'm just getting a little bit more, and I put it right on the top or the apple of my cheek because my glasses. And then I press it into the side of my nose like this because I get a little crease there, and so I don't like that. And it starts to look cakey and all that stuff, and it collects, and it's not a cute look for myself personally. So I don't know if you can tell. This one's also a little bit light in color. This does have a tint to it, and it's a little bit light, which I do like because, again, press, 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 press. It's going to be the most repetitive, you know. My dad once said, the things that are repeated to you are the most important. So blend, 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 press, press, press. I just find that this little tool is really helpful in blending stuff out, and it just makes everything look really flawless, which is not what we all want to be, is flawless. I mean, and Jesus, obviously, like, you know, came and died for us. God bless. Okay, anyways, that's nothing to do with makeup. Okay, and then I'm going to take this kind of just all around my face, but do a super, super light amount of it. I don't want to do a lot because then you look powdery. If you are oily, you can take a little extra, but, you know, keep it light-handed just because if you're super oily, we can talk. DM me. Because I used to be so oily, and I powdered the crap out of my face, which did help as far as like my makeup went, but I was not doing proper skincare. So if you are an oily skinned human, please come talk to your girl. And I'm mostly focusing this on the perimeter, you'll notice, because one, I want my skin to still look natural, as what's his name says, but also because I'm going to be putting bronzer on, and I don't want it to cling. Okay, I need to speed this up because we're like at 20 minutes. and I don't want to edit. Also, you'll notice as I'm touching my hair, my curls are starting to fall out, which is what I want. Because, like, that's what I'll do. I'll do, like, super tight-ish curls. They look tight. They're not tight. But I'll let them set so that way when I comb it out, they're kind of wavy. And then they'll also last for a few more days. Okay. Speed it up, Jordan. Get your act together. I don't have an act and it's not together. That is faux show. Okay, I'm going to take this butter bronzer. It smells yummy. And you can get it at the drugstore. I'm like, honestly, I love the drugstore makeup. They've stepped up their game. And I'm here for it. Okay, so I'm going to take my bronzer. And I'm going to tap some of it off on my hand. And then I'm going to take my taco shape again. This is like on the tip part here. And I'm going to take my taco shape. And I'm going to like draw that. And then I'm just going to press. Blend, blend, blend. That's all I'm going to do. And because we kind of like put a thin layer of powder on, this will just blend out into that instead of clinging to our foundation. You feel? Because here's the science. Science rules. It's not real science, you guys. I'm not a scientist. I know nothing. And then I'm going to take it into my hairline and kind of buff it because I've laid down some powder, so now it's like safe to buff essentially. And I'm going to kind of just like pull and press on here really gently. And I want it to kind of be on my cheek. We're not contouring here, people. We are bronzing. Okay, this is like being funny over here. There we go. Okay, so if you have some wet and then you put powder on top of it, like if you had water in your hand and then you puffed flour into it, it would stick, right? And then when you try to like, it would get all chunky. That's what's happened. That would be what would happen if you just like tried to blend on top of wet foundation, essentially. It would get cakey like it would if you had water and then put flour on, right? So we want to avoid that chunky, crusty, cakey look. The only cake we want is the kind we consume, or our butts. Just kidding. Anywho, and then we're going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to like, and honestly, I can do this so fast. I'm just talking, so it's taking me longer. Oh, gosh. Teaching. Just kidding. You know, they say those who can't teach, yet I can do both. Okay. So you can do this with a brush too. It's probably just as easy. This I did have to like learn how to do with this beauty tool thing because at first I was like, I don't know, because she designed this to, you could put your concealer and foundation on, but because my skin is so dry these days and I don't wear that much foundation, like it doesn't work for me, which it's okay. That's allowed. Okay, I got a little extra here. I don't want that, so I just used the powder side that we used under our eyes to like blend and buff. And I'm going to show you a quick trick. I'm also going to take this a little bit under here to help define my jawline because, you know, eating a lot of snacks during this quarantine and I need help. This part I just like buff, you know, I don't pat. I just blend good, blend behind the ear, no line of demarcation, and it's just going to help I can't talk, forget it. Structure is what I was trying to say. Okay, so we're pretty good. I don't love this right now. I think it's because there we go. I just need to blend a little extra. Ooh, she is bronzed today, people. Okay, hi. She is like Turks and Caicos, Hawaii, Fiji. I laid out all day. And then I just kind of put a little bit on my nose because, you know, again, we're bronzing. And if you were out in the sun all day, you get a little color on the nose. And I like to even out on my chin and under my lip to give me a little extra pouty look. Okay, move on. So if you feel like, oh, I took my bronzer a little overboard or something's too much, just take the foundation tool that you used and just like buff over it. Honestly, it'll clean up your whole mess. And it'll press your bronzer or your blush or whatever in, and it'll make it look even more natural. Okay, now don't forget your blush. Okay, some people really hate blush, and honestly, I don't like them for that. People who don't like blush, I don't understand. it like helps you come alive, and it gives you this really youthful flush. I love this color. It looks really bright pink, but it's honestly so beautiful. And I just put it like right on the apples of my cheeks, and I kind of bring it a little bit under my eye because it just looks natural. I'm in the business of natural. We like have makeup on, but we're natural, ladies and gents. But I will do a full glam look if you want to see that. And then again, put on my nose. Like I bring it here, like literally. It's not a lot up here. It's not like super pink, but just like enough to give it a flush. Like I've been running outside in the fields and the lilies, and I'm just, you know. Okay, that was too much. It was too much. And again, if you feel like, oh, too much, you know. Okay, now I'm going to go on with a touch of highlight to give me a little more glow that we may have lost. My forehead's still pretty shiny, which I'm here for. Some people don't like that. If you don't like it, powder it. This is my advice. Okay? Then I'm going to take, this is the Master Chrome highlight by Maybelline. And I just like, this stuff is pretty powdery, but it's really good. So, and this thing picks up so much product. So I like pick it up and then kind of blend it on my hand. Like I don't know how to show you the shine, but it's there. Again, this camera, my computer is not like of the highest quality. Anyways, but you can see that. And I don't want a lot. I mean, I do, don't get me wrong, but I don't need a lot because we're natural. Say it with me, guys. Natural. So I just put it on like that. And then whatever is left over goes on my nose. There's like plenty on this little beauty guy. Like I love this thing because like it just takes my powder products so much farther than a brush does, in my opinion. Okay, done. Now, because I wear glasses, sometimes I forego my eyes entirely, but I'm going to show you guys what I would do if I was putting stuff on. But first, eyebrows. I believe that eyebrows should always go before your eye makeup. Only because, not always, okay, fine. It doesn't have to be always. There's no real rules. But for myself personally, it helps like just frame my face so I know where to go for the rest of my life, okay? So I'm just using this Morphe James Charles palette because it has this guy right here. What I like to do, okay, I will do a full dedicated brow video one day, but this is like, because brows are my jam. All I'm going to do, this is my quick brow, okay? So we're just going to literally fill the whole thing in with the powder. And you don't have to be super precise. Like, do you see this? I'm like not hardly even looking. Okay, I just want to get the color laid down into the brow hairs, get that like sort of shape going. Because here's the thing, if you really only had like 2 minutes, this is the one, like literally when I don't wear makeup, I still put brows on. I know it's makeup, but like, I mean, sometimes I really just leave the house with no makeup and I'm fine. I don't care because I'm so cute. I don't care. But oh, one of my curtains is closed. No wonder it's so dark on this side because that curtain's closed. Okay, anywho, I feel like I could go out just like this. That's probably all I'm gonna do actually because that looks pretty good. Because again, natural. So this is good. It's just what I need in my life. You could, if I was doing more of like a glam beat situation, I totally would go in after this with a pencil. This is like, see, this is the thing though. This video is gonna be so long, but here's what I have to say. You could actually do this step by step with me, and I wouldn't be jumping ahead with my jump cuts and editing. So this is like a true get ready with me. In your face, YouTubers that do fake get ready with me's, where it's like, okay, we're just gonna do this eye, and then jump cut, oh, both eyes are done. It's like, oh, well, I'm still working on my blush, so I'm glad you're done with the look. I'm still sitting here trying to figure out what you did. You know, I hate that. Especially if like you don't know how to do makeup. Like a lot of the time I can figure out what they're doing based on just on like their thumbnail. Like if I was really trying to follow a look, like I really think I could do it for the most part. I might not have all the same products because I'm poor, but like I know how to do makeup For people who don't know, I'm like, how do people follow makeup tutorials who don't know how to do makeup? Because I'd be lost. Okay, that's good enough, honestly. Like, it ain't that deep at the end of the day. Nobody cares as much about my eyebrows as I do. So we're just, they're not even. They're not even. Okay, I'm gonna just like take my beauty blender and kind of cut the top of this because it got a little cray cray. It's a little bit better, but this is like, what if I don't have time to worry about it? We just don't have time. Then spool it out and call it a day. Walk away. You could literally be done. Like, this is cute, fresh face. But if you're like, okay, girlfriend, I need something for my eyeballs, I'm gonna say, okay, I help you right now. I'm going to go into my Tati Beauty palette, or you know what? No, I'm not. She can hang. We might use her if you want to get crazy and wild. I'm honestly just gonna use my bronzer. This is something I have done for like since I started wearing makeup. Swirly, a fluffy brush like this. It's like a fluffy eye brush. That's all it is. And then I'm gonna just like tilt my head back. I have really hooded eyes because she's Asian, and so I don't have like a ton of lid space. All I'm gonna do though is like if my eyes were open, go right above. I'm trying to show you my crease, but I'm just making weird faces. Like, there's my crease. I'm just gonna go like hang right above it and just really soft. See how my fingers are at the end of this brush? That means I have like less control and it's less pressure I'm gonna apply. Okay? The closer you are, the more pressure you're likely to apply. Try it out for yourself. Seriously, it's true. It's just facts. So I'm just gonna like go in super light-handed and I'm just gonna take that bronzer all over the top and mostly focus it on the outer corner and just blend all the way out. Like, I'm blending, okay? Because honestly, like, it's fine. It's gonna be okay. And I really like this bronzer because it's super buildable and it's not too pigmented, which is why it's buildable. And it just gives a nice and natural shading to the top of the eye. So do you see how that just like gave some structure? Okay, so swirly swirl, tap the excess off because you don't need it. But it helps get your brush evenly coated. You might be like, well, you're wasting product, but this is the thing. When you go like this, your whole brush gets coated, but you don't need all that product because then you're gonna get extreme pigmentation and you're gonna be like, hey, you said it blends out really nicely and it's really buildable. Because this is good for like beginners. I mean, if you've been doing makeup your whole life and you feel super confident, this is great for you too. But like, if you're not sure about makeup and you're not sure about pigment and you're not sure about blending, like, get stuff that you can build with so you can learn. Because you don't want to be doing it and then like mess up and you're like, oh, I have to go to work like this. You know what I'm saying? I know you get what I'm saying. So just blend. And like, do you see I'm like going up into my brow, I'm going out. Like, I lay down the product, stay here, come in a little bit, and then I go crazy. But it doesn't look crazy. It just looks blended. It looks natural. It looks like you just have perfect eyes. Okay, and then, oh, why'd I put that down? I'll take this a little bit just to like give a little something, spice up the life. Spice girls. And I'll just like kind of rub it under my eye. And no, it doesn't give you raccoon eyes. It doesn't make it look like you haven't been sleeping. Like, what was the point of putting our concealer on? But what it does is just give like a little toastiness to the under eye, and then it helps even out, right? Because then it's not like heavy up here and nothing down here. Now, if you're like, I need something pretty on my eyes, and mature skinned ladies, you can put glitter on your eyes. You can put like something with a sparkle or sheen to it on your eyes. It's not gonna make you look old, okay? It's just not. Whoever's telling that is not true. You can just put your highlighter on. You can get a shimmery eyeshadow. Hello. You can put like, you know, a shimmer on or what have you. I'm gonna leave it blank because I just like it like that. And also, I'm gonna stop the video here, and you can put liner, you can put mascara, you can put whatever on, but I'm gonna film like right now another video dedicated to like doing a more intense eye look, more in-depth eye look. But this is like fresh face. I can go wherever I need to go and it's natural. So that's that. Oh, and now I can like zhuzh my hair. And this is the thing, this hair look for myself didn't take very long and it lasts me a few days, but it looks like, oh, she like got ready today. I didn't do anything. Okay, I will see you guys in this next video where we talk about eyeshadow. Okay. Bye.